welcome back to the Community Council. This is the show where we talk about everything great in the community. Hey, it's Manny on the streets. All right, so we like to showcase all those amazing nonprofits out there, trying to make a difference, like if you're doing a 5K, maybe an animal rescue, maybe a charity walk, whatever it is, and you're giving it back to the community. We like to showcase you right here on this show. And right now on the phone with me, I've got Dr. John West from BreastLink. How are you, Dr. John West?
I am just fine, Manny, on the street. Things are going well.
I love your name. It's like a comic book superhero character.
Yeah, four-letter words, two of them. You can't beat that for simplicity, huh?
Exactly. Now, tell me a little bit about BreastLink and why everybody should go out and check it out.
Well, certainly every woman should know about it because it's a unique service model. We have mammographers that do both screening and diagnostic mammography. We have breast surgeons who specialize in breast care. We have breast plastic surgeons who specialize in breast reconstruction. We have breast oncologists who specialize in those people that need chemotherapy or additional treatments. And then we have a whole research section. So everything is in a very organized model. Patients with symptoms can be seen on the same day or within 23 hours of a call. Many patients choose our all-in-a-day program where they can have their mammogram, get all their additional views, get the report, and see a surgeon on the same day. So rather than getting callbacks and going through the anxiety of being called back for additional views, you can get it all done at the same time.
So how did you get started in all this?
Well, it's kind of an interesting story. I was initially involved as a trauma center, and I came to Orange County, and a young child got run over by a car and basically bled to death. And in San Francisco, we had an organized system of trauma care. In Orange County, the trauma victims went to the closest hospital. So I did a study showing about a third of all trauma victims in Orange County died needlessly, and that led to the first development of a regional system of trauma care that was supervised by the county health department. And so we have the first ever organized system of trauma care. But dealing with all that stuff over the first 10 or 15 years of my practice was just overwhelming, and I needed a specialty that I could get my hands around and not be up in the ER all night long, operating on patients. And so about the same time, breast cancer care went from mastectomy, or breast cancer surgery from mastectomy for women with cancers to breast-conserving surgery. We got new chemotherapy drugs that were much more effective. We work with the plastic surgeons to save breasts. So we put together a whole system of care, much like the trauma system, but this was for breast care. So it had all these specialists all in one spot, all talking to each other, all focusing on the one issue that the patients wanted us to focus on, breast care. So we could take care of patients with no symptoms with yearly screening, or we could take care of the patients with breast problems or abnormal mammograms. We could do the surgery. We could do the chemo. We could do whatever it takes. We cover the entire spectrum, all in one office, all in a very optimal service model.
Doc, what is the 40 Not 50 campaign?
Well, I'm glad you asked. It turns out that we know beyond any shadow of a doubt that doing screening mammograms yearly, starting at age 40, can cut breast cancer mortality in half. With our newer diagnostic techniques, we can improve on this significantly. However, just as we're making this incredible progress in early detection and saving lives, a government committee is suggesting that women start screening mammograms at age 50, do it every other year, and stop at 74. This could have tragic outcomes, and it looks like it's on its way to being implemented. What it means, breast cancer is a disease of young women. More years of life are lost from breast cancer than all the years for women in their 40s than for all the years of life lost from 50 on. Most women who are diagnosed and die of breast cancer are those women who had never had a mammogram. And over 50% of the women who die of breast cancer had never had a mammogram. It is a disease of young women. And for this committee to base these recommendations on totally flawed data, you see, they've done the same thing for the PSA exam for men. They say you don't need to start until you're 50. They were starting yearly at 40. Now we're seeing an upswing in locally advanced prostate cancers in males. If we don't block this thing now, in 2 decades from now, we're going to see breast cancer mortality rising dramatically. And then those women are going to say to us, why didn't you guys back then do something about it? Why didn't you block it? Well, we have a 40 Not 50 campaign, and your listeners can go to the website, type in 40 not50.com, sign our petition and learn more about this. It's a very extensive explanation of why and how. It goes beyond what we can talk about in this interview, but it'll answer all the questions. But more importantly, we want women and their friends to get behind this thing. Put it on your Facebook. Get the word out. We need 1 million signatures.
Yeah.
And right now we got a long ways to go. So your listeners could be the key to success, or if without their support, this thing may fail.
What are signs of breast cancer?
Well, the best sign of a breast cancer is a spot on a mammogram in a woman who has no symptoms. It's not exactly a sign, but it's a thing that we rely on to catch cancer when it's curable. By the time a lump develops, and that's the next most common thing, is a new lump. If a woman catches a lump really early by doing regular breast self-exam, she has a high probability of catching a very favorable early breast cancer. So it starts with screening mammograms. Then it goes to self-exam. Regular women of all ages, starting at about age 21, should learn the pattern of the normal and report a change. There's other things like breast pain. Typically is not associated with cancer, but if it's focal pain all in one spot and it's getting progressively worse over a period of several weeks or a month, then a woman should see a doctor and have what we call a diagnostic mammogram along with an ultrasound to clarify whether or not that area of focal pain actually does represent something, or is just a matter of fibrocystic or hormonal change. Certainly, nipple discharge, changes within the nipple can be an early sign of breast cancer. Inflammation is a rare sign of early cancer, but inflammatory breast cancers, fortunately, are rare because they are so lethal.
How would women prevent, getting breast cancer?
Well, that's a great question, because prevention is something we've overlooked or has been underutilized. The one study that's come out that really is important in this regard is a study that shows you can reduce your rate of breast cancer by 20% by simply walking 5 days a week, walking briskly for 30 minutes. And maybe exercising more might do better. Certainly good nutrition. We eat processed foods. There's a lot of crap in those. There's a lot of lack of nutritional elements. By eating whole foods, nuts, seeds, avocados, you're going to get a much healthier diet. You're going to get those micronutrients you need, and so that's helpful. We also know that limiting alcohol intake, not more than 7 ounces a week, seems to be ideal. We really worry about these college girls that are binge drinking and overeating. The chips, the guacamole. These are things that lead to.
These are all fattening foods, too.
Fattening things, yeah. Now, fattening foods, avocado and nuts are fattening, but it's a good kind of fat.
Right.
If you eat the carbs, they turn to sugar, and then you can't metabolize all the sugar, so it's sent into your fat stores. Whereas you eat something like an avocado or nuts, there's plenty of fiber. It's absorbed very slowly, and you don't get hungry so quick. So it's easier to lose weight when you eat properly. And then finally, there's the issue of vitamin D. We have evidence that women who are diagnosed with cancer with low vitamin D levels don't do as well as women with high or super high levels. And we also have indirect evidence that just maintaining your level, that healthy women should make sure that they have their vitamin D level checked and have supplements if it tends to be low. See, the irony is we live in Southern California, the land of eternal sun. But reality, people are putting on, they're using umbrellas and they're putting on sunscreen, and so they're not getting the benefits of the sun exposure. So the nice thing about vitamin D is it's just an easy pill to take, and you can't overdose on it, not unless you really worked at it.
Right. Now, BreastLink, before we go, Dr. John West, tell us where everybody can look up all the information about BreastLink and how you guys can assist.
Well, I appreciate that. Breastlink.com is the simplest way. We have our central office in Orange. We have a new office in Encino, a new one going up in Riverside, an office in Temecula, and an office in Laguna Woods, South Orange County. So those are our most convenient locations. We're in the process of expanding. So if we don't have a location near you, we may have one in the near future. For people who live a little bit outside of our catchment area, we can arrange midday kind of visits. So all everything can be done when the traffic flows are low. So sometimes it's worth it to do a little extra drive to get to a center that's totally comprehensive, totally focused on one thing and one thing only, and that's giving women optimal breast care, maximum chance for survival if by chance they do end up getting a breast cancer. We do work with, we do have a very much discounted breast ultra twice a year. We do the mammogram twice a year at $70, and then if there's people with particular economic issues, then we will on individual basis do a free mammogram.
That's good to know. My aunt was diagnosed with breast cancer. Now she's completely healed. She has nothing, and it's amazing to see what you guys are doing out there, giving back to the community and making you guys available for all this information right there. Breastlink.com, you said, Doc?
Yes, breastlink.com, and for more information on 40 Not 50, it's 40not50.com.
I love that. Dr. John West, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
Okay, Manny. Appreciate it. Had a lot of fun.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
If you would like information on guests that appeared on the Community Council, go to KIISFM.com, keyword council.